You're tuned into Echoes of Us, written by Azalea Moon. Here is a recap of the previous episode. After days of silence, Sebastian finally resurfaces, but freedom doesn't come easily. Blindfolded and driven into the night, he's left on the side of a quiet highway with a burner phone and one instruction: call Mari. At a flickering roadside diner off Route 17, Sebastian waits for extraction, alongside the one man he never expected to see again. Victor, the brother who betrayed him, the man responsible for sending him to prison. But Victor insists the betrayal wasn't what it seemed. According to him, prison wasn't punishment, it was protection. Dawn had ordered Sebastian killed, and Victor claims the only way to keep his brother alive was to take him off the board. For the first time in years, the truth begins to surface between them. Old wounds reopen, old loyalties flicker back to life. Victor reveals he secretly placed people inside the prison to keep Sebastian alive, watching from a distance while his brother fought to survive. Trust doesn't return easily, but Sebastian makes a decision. Victor will come with him. When Mari's convoy finally arrives, Sebastian refuses to hand his brother over. Instead, he brings him back under one condition. Victor will be blindfolded until Sebastian decides whether he can be trusted. Because the war they're walking into is bigger than either of them. And before the night is over, Sebastian must face an even harder truth waiting at home. Camila still believes her mother is dead. But Sebastian now knows something that could shatter everything she thought she knew about her family. And by morning, he may have no choice but to tell her. And now, Season 2, Episode 4.
It's still hard to believe I'm sitting in a roadside diner somewhere off Route 17, staring across a scratched laminate table at my brother, Victor. My brother. The word still feels newly issued. He sits across from me like this is just another inconvenient Tuesday, coffee untouched, shoulders steady. The same man who agreed without hesitation to be blindfolded and transported to a command center he's never seen, run by people he barely knows. Not because he trusts them, because he trusts me. Life doesn't unfold, it detonates quietly, then hands you the debris and asks what you plan to build with it. 48 hours ago, Victor and I were barely speaking in full sentences. Now we're sitting across from each other in a roadside diner, united by a shared enemy and a blindfolded ride to a command center he agreed to without demanding proof. I've always known he was my brother. I just didn't know we'd ever end up on the same side of the war. Outside the window, I can see silhouettes moving near a line of dark SUVs. Mari stands apart from the others, phone pressed to her ear, posture sharp as a blade. The rest of her team fans out casually, which is to say, not casually at all. The waitress approaches again, coffee pot in hand. She's doing her best not to stare, but curiosity keeps tugging her eyes back to us. We don't belong here. Two men who look like they've outrun something. She tips the pot toward my cup. I place my hand over it gently and say, "That's okay." Not unkind, just final. I reach into my wallet and pull out a folded bill, $100. I slide it across the table toward her. Her eyes flick down, then back up at me.
"That's more than the coffee."
I simply reply, "I know." It covers the coffee. It covers the booth. It covers the fact that we were here at all. She hesitates, then takes it. No more questions. Victor watches the exchange but says nothing. Outside, Mari lowers her phone and looks toward the entrance, a small nod. Time to move. Because in our world, diners in the middle of nowhere aren't pit stops, they're pressure points, and we've already lingered too long. I nod back at Mari and tell Victor, "Let's go." We slide out of the booth. The sound of the bell above the diner door cuts through the quiet as we step into the cool morning light. Mari stands by the SUVs, flanked by two agents. The tension in her shoulders eases when she spots me walking toward her, then tightens again when she sees who's beside me.
"You've got to be kidding me."
"I'll explain everything once we're back. But I need a favor. I want him blindfolded for transport." Mari narrows her eyes but doesn't argue. She signals one of the agents, who pulls a clean black cloth from the gear bag and hands it over. Victor glances at me, then at her, and gives a small nod. He lifts his chin slightly, allowing Mari's agent to tie the blindfold. No fight, no defiance. Maybe he's finally ready to stop running. Mari gives me a look, half frustration, half concern, but she says nothing. We guide Victor toward the SUV. The engines hum to life, doors close, and as we pull away, I catch one last glimpse of the diner fading in the rearview mirror. He's in the dark now, literally and otherwise, but maybe for once, that's where trust begins. The low hum of tires against asphalt fills the cabin. I'm in the back seat of the lead SUV. Mari sits in the front passenger seat, laptop balanced on her knees, eyes flicking between data feeds and the rearview mirror. Victor's SUV follows behind us, 2 agents riding shotgun in rear.
You're lucky I didn't call in the National Guard. Do you have any idea what it's been like trying to track you down?
I can imagine.
Imagine doesn't cut it. You disappeared off every system. Cameras, GPS, digital footprint, nothing. Then you pop up at a diner off Route 84 like you're grabbing brunch.
I handled it, I reply. She turns, gives me that sharp look that always slices through my deflection.
Clearly, since you're sitting there alive and Victor's in a separate SUV wearing a blindfold. Want to explain that part?
It's complicated.
Complicated is my least favorite word, Sebastian.
Let's just say I ran into someone who knows more than we do. Someone tied to Jorge's past. Someone we all thought was gone. Mari blinks, thrown by the shift in my tone.
Gone how?
As in, dead? She twists in her seat, eyes narrowing.
Okay, you're going to have to start from the beginning because that sounds like a hell of a story.
I will, but not yet. First, we secure Victor. She studies me for a long moment, reading the tightness in my jaw, the guarded edge in my voice.
So he's part of this now?
For now, but I'm not taking chances. Until I know where his loyalties lie, he stays blindfolded and isolated. Mari nods slowly, her tactical side kicking in.
Fine.
Appreciate it. She glances at me again, concern slipping past her discipline.
Whoever this ghost from the past is, they got to you. You look like hell.
I smirk faintly. Nice to see you too, Mari. She doesn't smile back.
Don't joke with me, Sebastian. If this person's tied to Jorge, we need to know what kind of fire we're walking into, and whether it's already burning closer to Camila than we think.
Her words land heavy. I glance at the skyline ahead, still distant, shimmering in the haze. She's right. The fire's already burning, and soon we're all going to feel the heat. I just watch the road unwind, each passing mile pulling me closer to the hardest conversation I'll ever have. Camila's waiting, and I'm about to walk in with my brother, the betrayer, and the truth that her mother's still alive.
You've got a call to make.
She hands me my phone, my real one. The screen lights up with missed messages, but I already know which call she means. Camila. I take a breath and hit dial. She picks up on the first ring, and before I can speak, her voice bursts through the line.
Sebastian, are you okay? Are you safe? Where are you?
I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm on my way back. We'll talk at the house, all right? There's silence for a moment, then a quiet exhale on the other end.
Okay, just get here.
The line goes dead. I lower the phone, feeling the weight of what's waiting for me.
She's okay?
For now, when we get there, make sure she's nowhere near the command center. Mari's brow furrows.
You want her kept out?
I don't want Victor anywhere near her, not yet. She studies me for a beat, then nods.
Consider it done.
This isn't over, not even close, because once I step through those doors, every buried secret is about to surface. The SUVs veer off the main road and down a narrow, tree-lined service path. Gravel gives way to cracked pavement as a nondescript concrete building comes into view. No signage, no windows, just a rusted service gate and a keypad entry box. Mari taps the dashboard screen, sending a coded signal. The heavy steel doors slide open with a mechanical groan. The SUVs roll inside. A ghost facility, a brother blindfolded, and a secret that could burn us all. Home, sweet home. The lighting shifts to a cool, sterile white. The soundproof door seals shut behind them. Black epoxy floors gleam under the hum of fluorescent lights. The SUVs idle in the vast underground garage. Mari looks around with a knowing smirk.
Still feels like overkill even after all these years.
That's the point. If anyone ever finds this place, it means we've already lost.
Yeah, I remember that speech from when you designed it.
I glance at her. There's mutual respect in the silence that follows. We've both trusted this place before, and it's never failed us. Every line, every layer of steel and silence, built for ghosts like us. Funny how the safest place in the city still feels like a tomb. The second SUV rolls to a stop beside us. Two operatives step out, both silent and efficient. One opens the back door and helps Victor out, the blindfold still secured. Mari signals to one of the agents.
Secure the perimeter. Same blackout protocol as before. No external comms until we clear him.
The agents move without hesitation, sealing the garage and checking the sensors. I step closer to Victor, who backs up. Easy. We're here. I remove his blindfold. He blinks against the sudden light. He's exhausted, jaw tight, eyes darting from the unfamiliar space to the armed personnel standing nearby.
Where the hell are we now?
Somewhere safe, for now.
Safe's a stretch, considering who's here.
I shoot Mari a look, and she lifts her hands in mock surrender.
Fine. Let's get him processed.
They escort Victor across the garage to a reinforced corridor. Every step echoes. The hum of the overhead lights mixes with the steady thrum of distant generators, the sound of control. The door slides open, revealing the nerve center. Banks of screens line the walls, flickering with camera feeds, encrypted data streams, and live tactical maps. Mari heads straight to her console, typing fast. I watch as Victor is seated at a long metal table in the observation area.
He's being watched and unarmed. I'll have the team sweep him for trackers, just in case your friends left a parting gift. You sure about this, boss? You bring him in blindfolded, but you're keeping him here. What's the play?
I don't answer right away. My gaze lingers on Victor, who now sits quietly under the sterile light, stripped of all swagger, just a man haunted by bad choices. There was a time I wanted him dead. Now I just need him alive long enough to tell me the truth. The play is information, and if he's got any left, I'm getting it. Mari studies me, then exhales.
Understood.
She starts typing again, commands flashing across her screen. For years, this place was my fortress. Now it's my interrogation room. And somewhere above us, Camila's waiting for answers I don't know how to give. The reinforced door hisses open. I step inside, calm and composed, the air thick with unspoken tension. Victor sits at the steel table, elbows on the surface, head bowed. He looks up as I enter, eyes tired but alert. I don't sit. I stand at the far end of the table, silent for a moment, assessing. Then I tell him, I need to step out for a while. My team will make sure you have whatever you need.
Meaning what? A guard dog and a glass of water?
My tone doesn't shift. If you're hungry, they'll get you food. If you need a shower or a place to crash, there is a sleeping quarters down the hall. You'll be treated with respect, as long as you return it. He studies me, cautious.
So I'm a guest now?
Call it temporary containment. Mari's voice comes through the intercom.
Perimeter sweep clear, no external pings, we're locked tight.
I nod toward the ceiling, then focus back on Victor. I'll come back once I've spoken with my team. If you need anything, ask them. But if you try anything stupid, you already know how that ends. Victor exhales, leans back in his chair, and with a smirk replies,
Yes, master, I know.
I don't even entertain him, and I head for the door. The door slides shut behind me with a soft hydraulic click. The hum of the servers fills the silence as I step back into the main command room. Mari's still at her station, headset off now, fatigue setting into the corners of her eyes. She doesn't look up when I approach. She doesn't have to. She feels me there. Feels...
Your brother settled?
For now. She exhales through her nose, finally leaning back. The glow from the monitors washes her face in cold light. We're both running on fumes, and I can see it in her posture. Shoulders tense, eyes scanning data she's not even processing anymore. I place a hand on the console beside her, shut it down for the night. She turns, confused.
Shut down? Sebastian, we just got you back, and there's still a dozen leads.
Which will still be there in the morning. We've been running on adrenaline for 30 hours, you, me, Everyone. If we don't rest, we'll start making mistakes, and I can't afford mistakes right now. Mari studies me. She knows I'm right, but it's hard for her to stop moving. Put us on full lockdown, nobody in or out until morning. Have the entire team assembled here by 9. Mari nods slowly, tapping a few commands into the console. The monitors flash a red perimeter outline, lockdown protocol engaged.
Copy that. What about Victor?
I take a breath, eyes flicking toward the hallway that leads back to the holding rooms. He's free to move around, anywhere except this room. Get him food, water, whatever he needs. No weapons, no access points. Mari raises a brow.
You're trusting him that much already?
No. I'm testing him. I rub the back of my neck, exhaustion clawing its way up my spine. Sleep feels like a luxury I can't afford, but right now, it's the only thing keeping us human. Tomorrow, I'll need my edge back. Mari finishes typing the lockdown commands. The perimeter lights dim to amber, quiet mode. The hum of servers becomes the only sound left. Good, let everyone rest.
And you?
I've got one more hurdle before I can even think about closing my eyes. She looks up, reading the weariness behind my words.
Camila.
I nod. She doesn't say anything else. She knows this isn't something she can help with. I start toward the exit, my footsteps echoing down the corridor that leads to the surface tunnel. The control room feels colder once the doors seal behind me. Locked down in place, team secured, brother contained, but none of that feels like peace. Not when I still have to walk into that house and look Camila in the eye. The low hum of the tunnel lights follows me as I drive the small transport cart up the narrow incline. The air grows warmer, softer, a shift from steel to life. Every secret I've unearthed tonight ends with her, and now I have to tell her that the ghost of her past isn't a ghost at all. The tunnel widens ahead, revealing a stairwell. I park the cart, kill the engine, and sit in silence for a beat. I climb slowly, boots echoing on concrete, until the steps shift to wood halfway up. The air changes too, cooler, cleaner. I can smell the faint trace of coffee and old books. Home. I push open the hidden door at the top of the stairs. I step into the house's security room, a small, windowless space lined with monitors and control panels that feed every camera in the house. The lamp's soft light from the living room bleeds under the security room door, and on one of the monitors I can see Camila on the couch. I take off my boots and head down the hall that leads from the security room into the living area. The living room is dim, lit only by a single lamp near the couch. Camila sits curled up, blanket around her, Bruno asleep at her feet. Her hair's loose, her eyes heavy, but the moment she sees me, she's on her feet.
What is it with you and all your drama?
She throws her arms around me before I can say a word. Bruno leaps up, tail wagging wildly, whining like he can't decide between barking or crying. For a moment, I just stand there, my body still in defense mode, heart still wired for survival. Then instinct fades, and I pull her in tight. After everything tonight, this is the only thing that feels real. Her heartbeat against mine, the weight of someone who thought I might never come back. She leans back, scanning my face, her hands trembling as she touches a bruise near my temple.
What happened?
I'm okay. Really, just a headache and a few bruises. Nothing permanent. She exhales shakily, still holding onto my sleeve like she doesn't trust her eyes.
I thought I'd lost you.
You're not getting rid of me that easily. She gives a weak laugh, wiping her face. Bruno presses between us, demanding attention. For a minute, it's like the world outside doesn't exist. No kidnappings, no lies, no ghosts from the past. Just her. But I know it won't last. Tomorrow, I'll have to tell her the truth. About her mother, about Victor, about everything I learned tonight. I tell her, listen, we should get some rest. We'll talk tomorrow, I promise. Her tone sharpens, that last flicker of defiance that's carried her through every loss. For a second, she looks like she's ready to argue, to demand the full story right now, no matter how bad it is.
You swear?
I swear. She's running on fumes, grief, fear, and sleepless hours. She exhales hard, the tension leaving her shoulders all at once. Her eyes glisten, and she presses the heel of her hand to her forehead, too tired to fight anymore.
Fine. But tomorrow, Sebastian, no more secrets.
Tomorrow. I can tell she wanted to keep fighting. She always does, but exhaustion finally won. Tomorrow, I'll have to tell her everything. Even the part that will break her. Camila leads me down the hall without saying a word. Her fingers slip around mine, firm, certain, the kind of touch that says I need you here. The light in my room is soft, golden. She pulls me straight toward the bathroom and turns on the water. The sound of running water fills the space, echoing off the tile. There's no room left for words. Not tonight. Not after everything. Steam curls up, blurring the mirror. She turns to me, eyes searching, trembling, then reaches for the collar of my shirt, her hands steady even as her voice shakes.
You look and smell like you've been through hell. Come, let's clean you up.
I don't fight it. The last 30 hours are heavy on my skin. The dust, the fear, the memory of cold concrete. She guides me under the water, clothes and all, until it all hits, warm, endless. The world outside dissolves. It isn't about desire. It's about gravity. About finding a place to fall apart when you've spent too long holding it together. Camila presses her forehead against my chest. Neither of us speak. The water runs until it's all noise, the kind that drowns out everything else. This isn't healing. Not yet. But it's the first time in hours I've felt something close to peace. The house is still. Only the hum of the central air and the soft thud of Bruno settling at the foot of the bed fill the silence. Camila sits cross-legged, damp hair twisted into a bun, wrapped in one of my shirts. She looks small against the wide bed, but calmer now, like the storm inside her has finally spent itself. We didn't say much after the shower. There wasn't anything left to say. Some things are better washed off than spoken aloud. We are startled by a knock at the door. Mari's voice carries through, low and steady.
Left something outside for you to eat. Both of you.
I open the door and find a tray waiting. Still steaming. Mari's way of showing concern without asking questions. Grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, warm bread. Nothing fancy, but it smells like sanity. Camila smiles faintly when I set it down.
Gotta love her.
For sure. We eat in silence for a while, just the sound of forks and quiet breaths. 30 hours ago, I was certain I wouldn't live to see another meal. Now I'm sitting here with the one person I can't lie to forever. The universe has a cruel sense of humor. Camila finishes half her plate, then leans her head against my shoulder and says,
Please don't disappear again.
I nod, though we both know I can't promise that. Tomorrow, I'll break her heart with the truth. Tonight, I'll let her sleep, believing the danger is over. I watch her drift off, the quiet finally settling. I've faced gunfire, betrayals, and ghosts, but nothing terrifies me more than the moment I'll have to tell her who's waiting on the other side of tomorrow.
That's it for this week's episode of Echoes of Us, but the story is far from over. New episodes drop every Thursday, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and never miss a moment. Thank you for listening and being a part of the story. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider leaving a review or sharing with a friend. It helps more listeners find us. Until next time, listen closely, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as it seems.